I said the other day that, I guess it was last night, that I had taken a class on how to deal with crisis management of a mentally ill person, that you have to, it says, actually on their brochure. Where did I get that? Was it up to you? You guys all had a meeting. Is she not going to leave the state? Who can we get to tell her she has to leave the state? When we got that, was it up to you? When I quote you every day, is it up to you? You guys wanted to call crisis management on me today. It was funny as hell. Okay, so we got, look at this. A man's kindness brings blessings. His cruelty will be his downfall. When you're nice to people, they help you. We get the help with information. You don't. When you have an objective and a goal in mind, your stated goal is what? Our stated goal is collect evidence, put these guys in jail. They can't hurt people anymore. We can tell the victims you're safe now. That's our goal. No one has done that as much as we have. No one you know. We've got Lucius, Calvin, Betancourt. Is it Oscar? Is Oscar Betancourt your name? Your full name? We got Geppetto. We got Sonjay. We got Beverly, who's all worried about my shoes. We got everybody wanting to use hacking of my DoorDash to make proper identification and get the tags off my car. And I've already said it over and over and over and over. We know that's illegal to do that, by the way. I have the reasonable expectation of privacy in my phone. DoorDash was not happy to find out their app is being used for organized crime to stalk a woman in Oklahoma. I moved twice to get away from Charles Perry. I don't like him. He's got a romance and a relationship that is all in his head. It's only real to him. I don't feel anything for him but deep disgust. He makes every part of my skin crawl. Every time he pops up, I want to throw up. He grosses me out. He's a sick, twisted, fucked up person. He's a job. Even if he wasn't my job, I don't go out with peeping toms. I don't go out with guys who can't respect boundaries. I don't go out with people who don't respect the law. I came from police. That's important to me. I don't go out with people who... I go out with people who are good to everyone. They don't starve women and children trying to get them in compliance. They don't have a mommy issue. I don't go out with canned food guys ever. I don't go out with creepsters who sit around and play with little girl toys all day and watch TV. I go out with guys who are busy working. So if that's not you, even if you weren't a job, Mr. Perry, it's not going to be you, and you're a cop killer. Cop killer rapist. So you make everything yuck. You do nothing but cause problems and creep everybody out. We are getting the help with information and you're not, and it is not up to you, is it? We're quoting you, you're not quoting us. Every day for 10 years. We're quoting you, you're not quoting. Now you got a competing organized criminal organization ready to take over. He's like, it should be easy. The people they do business with don't want to do business with somebody that's getting quoted by the police every day. Right? One running around, how'd she find out? How'd she know about that? Right? They're not going to want to do, they don't want that happening to them. When you contact me, when you invade my privacy, when you cause me the loss of so much of as an eyelash, the longer Mike Neely's in jail, the longer I'm broke, the more we've gotten over the years. We say it, then we show you. We say it, then we show you. These are not just empty, oh yeah, you got police on you. Nope. We're quoting you guys in your meetings. You're not quoting us, we're quoting you. You're not getting the help, we are. A man's kindness brings blessings, we get the help. Not you. His cruelty will be his downfall. You're getting told on, and told on, and told on, and told on, and we got names of your people. Andrew, James, Ruben, Larry, Tim, Greg. Right? I don't know. Beverly's worried about my shoes. Renee, Monique. Who's Monique, Charles? Where is she today? Okay. Tim with the transponder. Where's the... What's that say? The more Charles contacts me, the more we get. The more my privacy is invaded, the more problems they cause, and the more struggling and hardship they cause me, and loss, the less people like you. They want you gone. Nobody likes loss, problems, hardship, suffering, or those who cause it. This is common sense stuff we all learned in daycare. People do not like what you guys are doing. They don't like it. We're getting help and you're not. We are quoting you, you're not. So when you run around going, who can we get her to tell? Who can we get to tell her she has to leave Oklahoma? We are like, oh my God. They act like they're quoting us. They act like they have our names. That's not what's happening. That's not even kind of what's happening. We found out Mike was drugged before anybody else said it. He didn't do it. We said it in January 2020. In March 2020, our guy said, all right, that's enough. You guys got caught talking to a hitman. Our guys were like, that's enough. Her privacy is not to be invaded anymore. Charles, do not contact her at all. Not in any form. Not her, not her family. You leave them alone. Leave people alone. Just stop bothering me and go bother your attorney with your questions. All day long, he asked me again about leaks. Is it this guy? Is it that guy? Is it? Oh my God. I'm not told who the leaks are. It's a need to know. I don't need to know that. I've already said that. Over and over and over. We all hate your guts. We want for you to be gone. And then the problems are gone. And the suffering is gone. And the hardships are gone with you. And your little weird doll that you had is gone. Everything's gone. All the bad is gone when you leave, when you're gone. You don't live in Oklahoma. Nobody invited you to Oklahoma. If you're going to be an elected official in Texas, then go to Texas. Okay? I don't like you. Doesn't go both ways. Your relationship is all in your head. It isn't real to me at all. It makes me want to barf. You make me want to throw up. Because you're creepy and you're mean. And you're a fat, lazy turnoff. I moved from Lubbock in 2013. I then moved again from Dallas to Oklahoma. Came home to Oklahoma to my family to get away from you. You've been getting kicked off me ever since. So, if you don't like that, get off me and get out. Okay? I don't like you. Where's the... You gotta say it slow, and you gotta repeat yourself. Look at that. For the mentally ill. Huntington's disease. Charles doesn't want Cynthia to know he's got Huntington's disease. I'm sick and tired of watching him torment her, make her suffer, and cause problems for her, and hold her back from what she needs and wants to do, not even be able to eat. She has to drive to go to the bathroom. When I was growing up, I was taught that a gentleman gives up his chair for a lady. You don't do that. This is not what you do. Make sure she finds out he has Huntington's disease. Right? Is it the same guy or two different ones I'm combining? You gotta say it slowly and you gotta repeat it over and over and over for the mentally ill. Guess what, Mr. Perry? You only have to say it once for me. You want to take my car. You want to take my money. You want to deprive me of basic rights and needs, food and shelter, to coerce me into a lie, to coerce me to be trafficked, and I've said no. And you've continued to make me suffer, and you've continued to cause duress, and we quote you every day as a result. Nobody wants to do business with guys that draw heat, because you just can't control yourself. It isn't up to you. None of you. You guys that sit around and have a meeting of what I'm going to do and where I'm going to go and where I'm going. Nope. If somebody else is getting the information from inside your criminal organization every day and we quote you all day, every day, do you really think it's up to you? Have you fallen down and hit your head on the pavement? You think it's up to you. You're not quoting us. We're quoting you. That's reality. You don't have our code words. We have yours. You got a guy named that goes by the nickname Muffin Man. You got Rumpelstiltskin. You got Hansel and Gretel. You got Little Red Riding Hood. Use the family to hurt her. Right? Use the family to lure her to a place where we're going to eat her for lunch. Right? Hansel and Gretel. Mike, go to Pensacola. It'll be fun. Where you lure somebody to a place where you're going to do something horrible to them. You guys want to murder me. You want to kidnap me. You want to do crime after crime after crime after crime after crime. Nobody likes crime. We're getting help, not you. So when you guys sit around and have a meeting of where's she gonna live, we got to tell her she can't live in Oklahoma. She's got to leave. Is she not gonna leave? Nobody says that to my face. They find that hysterical. That's the other thing my guy tells the other man from organized crime. Although one that knows you, there's boundaries, there's rules. You don't cross that. He's like, these guys are all over the place. An organization like that is sloppy and easy to take over. And they've drawn heat So nobody wants to do some business with somebody that's got heat on them. My guy's like, we quote him every day. She's quoting him every day. They won't leave her the fuck alone. It's like, you break into a bank with high-tech security. We got laser alarms. We got, and then there's one across the street with just one little camera. We'll go to that one. Leave me alone. I got high-tech security all over me. You're seeing things you've not seen before. You gotta speak slowly and repeat yourself for the mentally ill. Charles has Huntington's disease. It causes delusion. He's imagining a relationship that's not real to me. Stalking is a felony, sir. Hallucinations. He sees things that aren't there. Paranoia, psychosis, and impaired cognitive reasoning. He doesn't even make sense half the time. You can tell he doesn't understand a word you're saying. Okay, so there's that. Alright, so we got all this intel. This right here. Okay, explain that. How'd I get that? I got it in jail. It's not your name on that. It's Fabian's name, Charles, that made me hope. Not you. You butt in. This puzzle's very, very, very specific to me. I didn't get it at some random time, Charles. I got it in jail. Who has that kind of power? That's who it's up to. Not you. Not Betancourt. Not Bruce. Not Oscar. Not Tim. Not Greg. Not Larry. Not Blankenship. Desiree. Geppetto. Richard. Dickey. None of them. I mean, we're like, wow. You're off your nut. Did you actually, Calvin, sit down and have a meeting? How can we make her leave Oklahoma? Can we get Kay to talk to her? Can we get Corky to talk? Let's hide behind her family. We're all sitting here in our little pink dresses, hiding behind a computer like a bunch of girls, hiding behind her family and a computer, trying to decide what she's going to do with her life. I came here to get away from Charles Perry. Nobody's picking a fight with you. You're picking one with me. And you don't even know yet who all you're picking a fight with. But you're seeing things you've never had to see before. Like this, getting to me in jail, and you think it's up to you. When we quote you, is it up to you? What time did I quote you that it was up to you? Bruce, Betancourt, what about your vacuum cleaner? I need to cast spells on her. I'm a witch. So I need you guys to vacuum the carpet, get her vacuuming, and get her nail clipping so I can do my wiki on her. So that will make her change her mind. And he goes, here's the thing with that. You got her kicked out of her house so she doesn't have carpet. And you got her stuff, you stole her stuff, y'all took all her stuff so she doesn't have a vacuum cleaner either. You're shit out of luck on that, and that's your fault. Maybe you shouldn't have gotten her kicked out of her apartment where she had carpet and taken her vacuum cleaner. Okay? That's your deal. Backfired. A lot of things that you guys do. We gotta get her back out to the club. Well, you bullied her out of the club, so she's not gonna go back to the club. Okay? You did that. Backfired. There's a lot more I could say, and I just don't have time to get into all the backfires. Here's the thing. My guy said it in March 2020. Cynthia's privacy is not to be invaded anymore. You are not to contact her in any way, shape, or form, or her family, not directly, not indirectly, ever again. You leave her the fuck alone. And she had better not be broke. Get your hands out of her wallet. You respect her, you respect the law, or guess what? I will do it for you. I will collect a lot of evidence and quote you guys every day at the planning stages so that we can establish malicious aforethought, criminal intent, premeditation on every fucked up thing you do to her. And then we're going to use that to push you in jail. What do you think we're doing with it? Huh? You guys living your own, some kind of alternative. So we got all of this after March 2020. There's your kidnapping plan. And Tim wanted to throw me on his plane and turn off his transponder. By the way, Tim, they tell us the FAA will ground you for life if they catch you doing that. We found out you fucked with my school, didn't ya? Were you calling my school? Okay, I hear that you were. That may or that we'll see in your trial, your criminal trial, if that comes out beyond reasonable doubt. What I do know though is it made somebody very, very mad. One of our leaks, and he was like, "There's shit that if we talk about it, we're dead. So you gotta have my back." But I'm pissed at what they did to her. I can't believe they did that to her. So here's what I'm gonna tell you. There's a house with beveled glass, and they maybe have Natalie Holloway there. I got them recorded talking about Natalie Holloway. Well, there's no crime scene. There's no body. There was talk of her being trafficked. So it's a possibility. We're like, it could be, but that's huge. We can't just, we gotta have more than that. So my guy goes, I'll tell you what, put something out about us doing an extraction. Now they record you guys again. Right? I think that Natalie Holloway may need to be moved. And by the way, does she remember she's Natalie Holloway? She hasn't gone by that name for years. And then we hear about this compound, south of Houston, beveled glass. Nobody can see in or out. Then we hear that you kidnapped a bunch of women, you got them pregnant, and you're having sex with, you're raping them, you're raping the kids, and the kids are stinking up the place, shitting all over the carpet, because you're sodomizing them. And we're horrified by that. Absolutely horrified by that. You know why we did that? Because when you fuck with me, everything's different, and nobody said why that is. I don't like you, Charles. I just soon kick your balls up into your brains as look at you. I don't want a thing to do with you. You are not my kind of guy. You repulse me, you're slimy, you're icky, you're nasty, you're a rapist and a cop killer. This kind of stuff right here is law enforcement work. This is work product. Okay? I found out you trafficked me beforehand. Any of the victim didn't figure that out first? Before you actually deliver? Know where, who, what, when? Guy in Houston, realtor in Houston. Sitting around daydreaming he's gonna have a life with me, and we're all like, we've heard guys tell him that are sitting around him, stop imagining a life with her. It's not gonna happen. Have you met her? They're caught. You guys are all caught. So what planet are you on? That you're gonna sit around and imagine a life with her? You're caught. She'll dig. I mean, here's the thing. You're telling everybody that you're gonna lose millions of dollars if you can't deliver. Well, but your millions of dollars that you paid out all this time for a cover-up and to harass me bought us intel. So we're not real worried about that. We think you're mostly full of shit. Second of all, how much of my worth eating out of a dumpster, because you know good and well I'll do it. I lived in my car for 6 months, took a bath like once or twice a week, and ate about once or twice a week. My skin was hanging off me. Now I'm a little bit heavier because I can finally eat a little bit. And so, like, you want to kind of overcompensate, it's bad. You've been starved and deprived of food like that, and it's the first time in my life. I've always eaten very balanced. I've always stayed in very good shape. I've never had a situation in which I was deprived of food, and then I got my skin is just fucking hanging off me. I look like a damn concentration camp victim. And then I finally get food, and then I'm just like eating and eating. Oh my God, we're like overcompensating. It's bad. It's so sad. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but I'm willing to do it if it gets those kids out of that compound. It gets us intel that will help do that, and it'll get you guys in jail. And nobody has to go through this shit anymore. That's my objective, Mr. Perry. That's my goal. Every time you contact me, we always get more. When you contact me, Creepy Chucky, we always get more. By the way, the guy that's the organized crime, whatever, I'm going to call him Vito. Okay, we'll just call him Vito that's not his name, but I'm going to call him that. He's like, my guy's like, here's all this shit we got on these, and I can show this to you because it's public. It's on Facebook. This is the shit we got on these guys, and they were scared that you're trying to take over their business. So we were like, well, maybe they should take over their business. They got heat on them. A lot of people don't want to do business with somebody with heat on them. You guys respect boundaries, they don't. You respect the rules, they don't. They're all over the place, way crossing the line, way over the line. And the guy goes, yeah, and he goes, guess what else? This guy thinks that there's a romance there. And he's done all this stuff to beat Cynthia down, and she called him a pussy. And he actually went into court and pretended to be the victim of a crime because she called him a pussy. And this guy died laughing. He goes, what kind of man humiliates himself like that? He is a pussy. What kind of man humiliates his family like that? That kind of company is easy. That's easy. That's easy to take over. I can take that over like that. I'll blindside these people. First, we'll make sure everybody knows they got heat on them. Nobody wants to do business with somebody that's got heat on them. Now they got heat on them too. So he can't control himself. He can't. He's mentally ill. Very. He's got Huntington's disease. He's also mentally retarded. Cognitive reasoning is gone. You can't do cause and effect. Saying when you do the crime to her, you get caught. Nothing else has happened in 10 years but that. When you do the crime to her, you get caught. When you contact her, we get more. Same thing. And he does it anyway. He just cannot control himself. And the guy's like, wow. That's an easy takeover. You can't have somebody like that running your company, running your organization. They're a liability. Well, all of them are a liability. And so who wants to do business with somebody like that? It brings heat on it. I mean, you don't do business like not in this industry and bring heat on yourself on purpose. Because what kind of man does that? But humiliates himself and his family and his associates. So we got all these names. You get me kicked out of my... I'm starting to look for an apartment and a car. And Charles is running around, oh, she can't get a new apartment and a new car. And I'm like, wow, it's not your business. It's not your call. I didn't invite you to Oklahoma. I moved twice to get away from you. You need to mind your own business, Connie. Why did you go out with Connie Curry? You two are the same. Like little buddies, nosy bodies. I mean, nobody asked you. So, because you caused me a problem, we get to Muffin Man. Nickname. That's a nickname. Muffin Man is a nickname. That's not his real name. It's like the code words. They're all daycare code words. Hansel and Gretel, Rumpelstiltskin, all that. They have these code words. We have code words too, but they don't know our code words. We're quoting them. They're not quoting us. They don't have our people's names. It's a need to know. It's harder to hit a target if you don't know what the target is. We're very smart and shrewd in what we do. Then, after he starts trying to get me kicked out of my apartment, we get these names. Blankenship, Desiree, Calvin, who's bald and fat, Richard, Ringtone Richard. You fuck with me, we start getting intel, Charles. That's nothing else happens. Nothing else. I don't know what's wrong with you. But you're an easy takeover. And you think it's up to you where I live? You are off your nut. You are fucking off your nut. Then we get Lucius, Sanjay, Geppetto, your witch. Sanjay's your hacker. Who's Monique? Where's she right now? Beverly's worried about my shoes. James, Ruben, Dickie, Richard, Kate, Lawrence, Brian, Jeremy, Oscar, Bittencourt. Oscar and Bittencourt are the same guy, I guess. And then Charles asked me if Ty's a leak, Jim's a leak, Stephanie, Kim. I know a bunch of Tys, a bunch of Jims, a bunch of Kims. I know one Stephanie, and I don't know how you know her. Yipes. We got Tim and Greg, and I don't know who Kiki is. Charles typed that in my phone. Doug. Your Huntington's disease problem. This is just unbelievable shit that we have. That we can take to court and get a, right now we're getting investigatory orders, new ones or extended ones. Every time you contact me, we get more. Charles, you're not getting a date. Nobody's in love with you. You don't have a woman trying to hold your hand. You're getting told on, dum-dum. You get told on when you do the crime to me. It's like you go to a bank to rob the bank, and it's got this high-tech security, and the alarms are screaming and yelling, and you got police on the way, and you're complaining, but you won't run out of the building. And we're like, God, it's so easy, it's not even fair. You must want it. You must like that, or you'd run out of the building. Why didn't you pick the thing across the street with the, the one little camera in the front, and the security guard falls asleep? Okay, you want a Papa John's? That's your code word, right? Got a Papa John's means to make delivery of a trafficking victim. Any other victims know this before you actually traffic them? No, but I do. What? You think it's up to you where I live? We're like, these people are not all there to have that kind of conversation after we quoted you again all day today. They are not all there. It is something. They think it's up to them. When we quote you, is it up to you? No, it's not. Charles, you're delusional. Diagnosed delusional. Huntington's disease causes delusion. We're quoting you. You're not quoting us. So you don't get to decide these things. It's none of your business, and you will butt out, or they'll do it for you. Listen, here's the thing. The same guys that gave me all this are gonna do it for you. You're gonna get out of my life, or they're gonna do it for you, the same way they got all this. And then had a conversation with somebody who wants to take over your business. It's not hard. You brought heat on you. And you got somebody who's not all there running the whole thing, who's delusional. Thinks it's up to him. Wow, I don't... When we heard you talking about my vacuum cleaner, Betancourt, or Oscar, or whoever, was it up to you? It wasn't. Why did you think anything else would be up to you? He's gonna do it for you. You're not entitled to anything. Nobody did anything to you. You're getting caught doing something to me. All you have to do is stop. Run out of the building. The alarm's going off, dum-dum. Now go to court and make yourself... Oh, that's what he said. He went into court and claimed that he's a victim of a crime because she called him a pussy. My guy goes, he did. And he goes, a man like that is weak. A man like that is weak. That he would humiliate himself. I can't even... He is a pussy. He proved her right. It's exactly what he is. Yeah, I'd take a business over like that in a heartbeat. I'll blindside this guy. It won't be hard. So we're putting that out. That's what he wants to do. Because you made yourself vulnerable. When you contact me, you get caught. See that right there? That's a McNamara email. We got it before you did it, not after. Any other victim able to say that? You wanted to do a false arrest. You still do. To coerce a lie. You want people to lie for you. And I said, fuck you. You're kidding me with that, right? You're shitting me with that, right? Get the fuck out of here. The same guys that got that for me and all this, Charles, they'll do it for you. I'm not worried. You guys can come over here and scream and yell at me all you want and take my car. And the things that I have now that I just bought, replace the stuff you took last year when I had to walk away from everything you took last year. Everything's replaceable. But you know what's not replaceable? A bunch of little kids getting raped every day that need to get free. My freedom, my privacy. People who have lost years of their life because of you. We're going to end it. I told you that when I met you. We're ending it. The crime bullshit that you do is going to stop. I didn't tell you that when I first met you, but not long after. So this criminal activity you got, we're putting a stop to it. And so every time we quote you, what do you think we were doing? What is it you think we're doing with this information, Mr. Perry? Just not all there, are you? I think you don't know what's real and what you imagined anymore. It happens when you get a disease like that. Okay, so we quoted you actually again today, talking about, look at that. You gotta tell us, you haven't told me yet. Go ahead, did you want to give me another I told you so? Molly, we did say, it's none of their business. And then look at this. There's your competition is wanting you. You're not making it hard. All they have to do is go around, oh, they got heat on them. You want to deal with somebody that's got heat on them? You want to heat on you too? And by the way, we got a princess here running that thing. He went into court and made a thing about being called a pussy when he liked to beat down women. What do you think about that? I think how would a man humiliate himself like that? And expect to be respected as a man among men, not men like us. He wants us to, what, you want to do business? No, not with you. You're weak. Okay, so you got, then they wanted to, what's this? Couldn't get her on the freeway. Mr. Poonswheeler's going to be mad. Why does he care? You hacked my Dasher app. We've said that. Everybody knows that you're hackers. That's illegal to do that, by the way. So you can get somebody to make proper ID of me and get the ID tag, whatever, off my car. We've said it. It's illegal to do that. The accusations against you are stalking, hacking, voyeurism, coercion, human trafficking, false imprisonment, kidnapping and rape, and murder. Murdering cops and shit. Proving us out. You look guilty. Why are you in Oklahoma? And then, yeah, this other thing that was kind of weird today. We're gonna have crisis management. She's sitting there in the, over there on the bench, where we should know that she's there right now. The whole town of Tulsa, how many benches are there? Okay, so we know where she is, and she's sitting on the bench, and her mouth's moving, and there's nobody there. So let's call crisis management. She's talking to herself, and the guy's like, I can't pull crisis management people away from those who are truly mentally ill, so you can lie. And is she a danger to herself or other? No, she's just sitting there muttering. Well, okay, here's what I do. One, I'm on the phone, and you can't see the phone or the earpiece. Two, I'm praying. I pray every day. Sometimes outside. Sometimes I like to pray in nature, where I feel close to God. Sometimes I'm doing my affirmations. Every day I do affirmations. And you move your mouth when you talk and do your affirmations. Sometimes if I'm like walking or something, I usually don't do this sitting on a bench. I usually do this when I'm in the middle of something. I'll think through a problem out loud. It doesn't mean I'm crazy. It means I'm thinking through a problem out loud. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes what I want to do is when I'm saying, okay, here's this problem, here's how I think I can solve the problem, I could do X, Y, Z. And it might be my schedule for the day. Okay, here's what I'll do. I'll go to the laundry first, then I'm going to go to the store, and I'm going to say, sometimes I'll say it out loud because I want to hear it out loud because I feel like might maybe confirm whether this is a good idea or not a good idea. If other people hear me say this, if I'm hearing myself say this, does it sound stupid or does it sound like a great idea? Or does it need some tweaking? Maybe it's a good idea, but we've got to tweak it here and there. It depends on what it is. I can do this. So I may talk out loud. I may sing. I may be singing. I'm not the greatest singer, so I tend to only sing loud in the car, not like in public where other people can really hear me. But why would you know where I was? That's what this guy said. He goes, yeah, I think it was my uncle. Her uncle said the same thing. What are you going to prove? That you know where she is and you shouldn't? You know the allegations against you are stalking. That is a felony crime. So you got somebody, and I did have some lady behind me like filming me, and I'm like, oh my God. Well, it's become like Neil, where everywhere I go, there's pictures. We got pictures. We're going to take him to court and prove we're not stalking you in the state of Oklahoma with the pictures we take of you working in the state of Oklahoma where I'm just working. I'm not breaking the law. I'm just sitting on a bench doing my affirmations or saying my prayers to God or singing or talking on the phone. None of it's your business, is it? Call crisis intervention. She's moving her mouth and nobody's there. Let's make her look crazy because we really need her to look crazy. We've got to discredit her because she's dead on the money on every crime we've committed for the last 10 years. What the fuck are we going to do now? Let's make her leave Oklahoma. Wow. Let's have her aunt tell her. Let's have her uncle tell her. I already told you. My family opened the door and let you in and shoved me out. You really think my family has any pull with me, Mr. Perry? The only people that have influence over me is the people that got me this. And that, by the way, wasn't up to you, was it? No, it was not. So be my guest, Bettencourt, or whoever. Come tell me I gotta leave the state of Oklahoma. Then you're gonna have to deal with the guys that got me this. I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna look at you and go, thanks for your opinion. Don't butt into my life again. Charles just contacted me again, Mr. Bettencourt. Every time he contacts me, we always get more intel. He was told not to. And I don't care what he thinks. Why would I care what Looney Tune thinks? I don't go to the nut house and ask those people what they think about my life. Why would I go to Charles? He's no different. He's not even a little bit different. He thinks watching TV is like John Hinckley Jr. It's a romance. Well, it's not real to me. My 1-year-old granddaughter, she should be about 1 now, you know what she can do? Watch TV and do this all day. Where's my doll? Where's my doll? She can do that. So can a retarded monkey. You're not impressing me. You're not impressing anybody. You're pissing everybody off. You know what impresses me? Guys that can get this, some sort of nefarious, illegal plan to hurt me and butt into my business. That's what impresses me. That's who I listen to. That's who's been there for me. Mr. Perry, you're a harm. You are a danger to others. I'm not a danger to myself or others. Mr. Perry, stop contacting me. You just did it again. Twice now in the last 2 minutes. Every time you contact me, we always get more because I don't like it. Fuck off. And shut up. You weren't asked, were you, Neil? Okay. Okay, I'm not certainly a danger to anybody else, and I guess the crisis management guy was like, well, is she threatening to hurt somebody? No. She's just talking with moving her mouth and nobody's there. Yeah, you can't do. That's not a danger. And she's not suicidal. I'm the least suicidal person on the planet. I'm living in my car. I'm by myself on Christmas Day. The guys have me laughing. I'm fine. If there was a day that somebody might want to commit suicide, it might be that day. I guess I'm not. I'm not suicidal, so I don't know what day people decide to commit suicide. I heard that statistics actually don't show that the holidays is it's a time for suicide. I don't know. We always thought that suicides increase around Christmas and the holidays because people get sad, their family's not there or whatever. But I've heard that's actually not the case. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not suicidal. I don't know. I'm always thinking of something good. There's always somebody that has it worse than me. There's always a next step in the process. There's always a better day ahead. And sometimes weeping endures for the night, and sometimes the night is long. But God promises joy comes in the morning. And that's what I'm focused on. And I always have something good to be thankful for. I'm living in my car. Whatever. The day you took my car, I was like, thank you, God, that we documented it yesterday, that they called Brandon at the Flying J and told him we're taking her car. And I sent an email about it yesterday, and they did it today, and they did it from the Flying J. Perfect. Thank you, God, for that. I'm not crying about my car being taken from you. We knew that was going to happen. I psyched myself up for that. I'm all the way, I'm walking to the car dealers, all the way from the fucking Flying J. It was like, it took me from 11 o'clock in the afternoon to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was kind of far. I had to go to the dealership to get my purse and my shit out of the car. So I got to walk all the way from like 129th and Garnett all the way to like 11th and Sheridan or Admiral and Sheridan or something like that. Anyways, so I have to walk a long way. And I had a friend that was going to pick me up, but she was stuck in a doctor's appointment, so she couldn't just drop everything and come get me. So I was like, I'm going to start walking, and then whatever. So I start walking, and you guys wanted me to cry, didn't you? Oh, maybe she'll cry and call us and tell us, okay, now I'll be trafficked. That's not me. That's not who I am. I'm not suicidal. I'm not depressed. I'm none of that. I'm thinking, thank you, God, that we documented this yesterday. Thank you, God, that we got that intel yesterday. Thank you, God, that Charles pestered me and pestered me and pestered me and made me broke. So it pissed off the leaks, and we got intel on this yesterday, very specifically at the Flying J. They were going to take my car. We had it the day before, not after. We can prove malicious forethought. We can prove criminal intent. We can prove premeditation. We had some other conversations that go with that. We're golden. And so it's up to the guys that got me that, Mr. Perry, not you. Absolutely not you. I don't go to the funny farm and ask those people what I should do with my life. Ever. You're the danger to yourself and others. I'm not. But it's funny, this guy was like, yeah, I'm not